Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets, welcome back to the Mobile Mayhem North America Wild Rift Tournament Season 1, and we're in the group stage. This is the last week of the group stage. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Moose. How are you doing, Moose?
Hey Dave, how are ya? Oh, it's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you, but I'm really pumped to be able to cast with you again. The last time that we casted a Wild Rift event, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of the players, and I've seen the broadcast before, a lot of great players, a lot of great opportunities for a lot of these players to perform really well. And honestly, I can't wait to get started with these games. We've got 6 games over the course of the weekend ready to go for us. That's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And this week, we'll decide who goes to playoff, who doesn't. Let's quickly take a look of the match of the day. Today we have Young versus KND, Tri versus Mayhem, J4F versus Goons. The first game that's already, the band pick is already underway. It's going to be between Yon and Team KND. Very exciting matches. Let's take a look at their current standing so you get a look of what's going on right now. Yon is 3 and KND is 0.1. If they want to progress, if Yon want to secure their spot in the playoff, this is the match that they have to win today.
Exactly. And I mean, for Jan being in that third place, I mean, you've got 4 teams that are going to be able to make it to the semifinals. And so when you're thinking about teams like KND, like Tribe, who are in rank 4, in rank 5, even J4F, you can't sleep on the fact that, hey, you know, I'm third place, I'm going to be just fine. You can't yawn at your way to potentially be able to win into the semifinals. And there's also a chance that you could potentially raise up in those ranks. Get rank 2, get rank 1. Mayhem, maybe a little bit of an easier bracket last week than what they have this week. Could potentially see an opportunity for them to come back, but you also, I mean, you can't count out Goons either. We got that tie for first. I don't expect us to be in a tie for first moving out of this weekend's bracket, but you know, you never know. You never know for sure, and we're going to find out sooner or later how that's going to play out.
Yeah, Mayhem and a team Tribe are going to play today in the next match, so stay tuned for that. But first, the first game band pick is already underway. Without further ado, let's quickly jump into the band pick and show you guys what's going on in the first game between Team Young and KND.
Yeah, so if you take a look at that over there, we've got, you know, Braum, Olaf, and Ezreal coming in for that blue team. Going to be really fun to see how that Braum is going to play out. I mean, obviously Ragnarok coming in from that Olaf, and then True Shot Barrage, really fun. The bans coming in, I mean, Camille, Wukong, makes sense. Wukong banned a lot last weekend, but one champion that made it through the ban, I guess 2 champions that made it through the ban this game at least, Ziggs and Lee Sin coming in, going to be available for KND. I'm very excited to see how they're going to be able to use these champions well and potentially get themselves off to a good start. I mean, we've seen how well those champions can play. Maybe not as effective now, but I mean, especially that Lee Sin, though, very surprising to see that get through.
Yeah, you know, KND got a very luxurious comp right here. This is what somebody may call a dream composition. You know, you got Lee Sin, you got Ziggs, you got Gragas, some of the strongest, most contested meta picks. And for Yon, they're going for a little bit, it's still very traditional, still on the line of meta. You got the definition of pole comp, you got Israel and Braum combination. We're just looking for what they're gonna get for mid lane, because they kind of lost Ziggs. Usually when you have Israel, when we've seen the last week of group stage, that's usually teamed up with the Ziggs. So what are they gonna have for mid lane? It seems like it's gonna be the Ahri.
Right, I mean, that would make sense as well. We saw Ahri be performed or being used a couple of times last weekend as well. I mean, Ahri always really good with that Spirit Rush, to be able to have that mobility, to be able to move around the Rift extremely easily. But with that Akali pick as well, ooh, that's going to be fun. You've got the Assassin in the Ahri, or in the Akali and in the Ahri to be available to go in and maybe get a pick on somebody like that Varus, like that Ziggs, and then you've got the Ezreal to always just wallop with those Mystic Shots, with those True Shot Barrages. And so I'm curious to see if the Olaf and the Braum are going to be able to keep this Ezreal protected. The Braum most likely just going to have to stay hovered very close to the Ezreal, making sure that the Lee Sin, that the Alistar, that the Gragas can't get into position. But at the other end of the token, I mean, K&D, I mean, we were talking about how great this draft is for them. I mean, it's quite spectacular. You've got Alistair being hovered coming in from the support. We'll see, or for the support, we'll see if that actually gets picked by them. I don't see why not. Galio, again, another amazing choice. And it's going to be the Galio making the decision to go for that. It's like tier list, it's like you have the $5 champions, the $4 champions. I feel like, K&D, they've got a solid $20, $23 worth of champions here. S-tier champions in the Ziggs, in the Lee Sin, and in the Gragas as well. The Varus and the Galio, I think that's a really stable bottom lane as well. A lot of defense there to keep that Varus alive. I'm just curious to see whether or not they're going to be able to have that defense necessary for the Varus to come through. We're going to find out whether or not that is going to be the case, though. I mean, like I said, Ahri, Akali, it's going to be really good to see.
Yep, I mean, to be honest though, from this two composition, I gotta give my vote of confidence this game to K&D. However, because if you look at Yon, they're too snowball heavy. I'm personally more of a conservative type of ban pick draft kind of person. When you have a snowball heavy composition with Ahri, with Akali, and with Olaf, if you're not able to get those early game advantages, if you're not able to get those like early game kills or secure those objectives, it's gonna be really hard for them to pull off any defense because they don't have a lot of like a reliable wave clear in order to defend towers. And when you cannot defend those towers, you're gonna lose your map control really, really quickly if you fall behind. Now, if you look at the K&D, they got poke, right, from the Gragas, from the Ziggs. They got hard dive. If Varus decide to do that, Varus also can poke at the same time. So there's a lot of champions that can fit in different roles altogether. So overall, I gotta say K&D come to this tournament prepared, and they're definitely not stingy with those picks in game one.
No, absolutely not. And like you said, I mean, this is all-round pick ban draft, and so, I mean, these champions that they're picking now, not going to be available for that round number 2. Going to be interesting to see whether or not they're going to be able to use them effectively. I'm excited to see if they are going to be able to take game number 1. And I mean, at this point, anything is possible. It's the very beginning of the tournament this weekend. Going to be able to find a opportunity for you to make it happen, and we're going to see if it's going to play out. Obviously, I mean, for the Olaf, for the Ezreal, I shouldn't say for the Ezreal, I mean, for the Olaf especially, I think the Olaf has to be really, really strong when he uses that ultimate. That Ragnarok is so important to use effectively when you've got the Chain of Corruption coming in from the Varus, when you've got the explosive cast coming in from the Gragas. If Yon is going to be able to use it effectively, if they're able to make that happen, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be really solid, and we're going to see whether or not they're going to be able to do it, though, as we get ourselves ready to jump into this match.
Yeah, because like you mentioned, Olaf really have to time that ultimate properly. If he only probably have one chance of entrance, if you miss the opportunity to go in and kill somebody, preferably Varus or Ziggs, it's going to be really, really hard for Yon. Because then, remember, they have a lot of kiting, a lot of like fighting back and forth potential. If you can kill somebody, secure 1 or 2 very important kills for K&D's MVPs, those most valuable targets, then you're gonna be in a bad spot. So again, Yon's snowball heavy. Can they pull off their composition? Because if they can, once they gain a little bit of control on the map, they're gonna be camping bush left and right, and it's really gonna give K&D a hard time. Anybody from their team, if they walk into a bush, they're gonna be heavily punished, including even Gragas, because Gragas can be tanky, but still Gragas needs some time to farm up and get those items. If you get camped by Olaf, by Akali, you're gonna die instantly.
Exactly. And so now, Dave, it's got to be something that we gotta talk about. Is this a limit test? Is this a limit test saying, hey, we don't need those top tier champions. You can take them all, and we're still going to be able to take this win.
Limit test. Can you explain it? Can you elaborate on
so
that?
So basically, I mean, if you look at K&D, like on the standings, gonna be, I believe, ranked number 5, correct? Like, and you've got Yon ranked 3. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is, is Yon, or are they making the decision to say, hey, we don't need those top tier champions. We're going to use some interesting opportunities here to try to push our limits. Say, hey, we don't need those big plays. We don't need those big champions. You can take them all and we can still beat you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe this is one of those textbook moments, teach you how to become, better person moment, right? It's just one of those moments that we call a mentor moment. We'll show you how to become the better men, better women here. Like, This is what Jan's saying actually. And also, like I said, we're using all-run ban pick right here. So they might be using their weaker champions to try to bait out everything from KND. Because if you win this overall match, you're still gonna get 2 points overall, no matter how you're gonna win it, 2-0 or 2-1. So it's still there is a little bit of card game like elements in the ban pick. Overall, I think it's best out of 3. You can just pick whatever you want, to be honest, and you shouldn't be like saving champions. You know, it's only like 10 champion bans even if we get to game 3.
Right, exactly. And I mean, that's going to be the big point is like, do we get to a game number 3 here, or do we just land in, you know, a game 2? Is this just a 2-0? We're going to find out momentarily if that is going to be the case. But now, as we get ourselves ready to jump into this game, what are we going to see? We've got Jan versus KND. We've got Ari. We've got Braum. We've got Olaf. We've got Ezreal. We've got Akali up against the red team. KND, Ziggs, Lee Sin, Varus, Galio, and the Gragas. Let's see if he's going to be able to make that happen.
This is a very important game for Jan. Yes, they're sitting at number 3. They're sitting comfortably right now, but next week they're going against Tribes. The road to playoff is only getting harder and harder. I mean, this game, if they win this match, they probably secure their spot, but if they lose this match, I mean, everything's up in the air.
Right, exactly. And I mean, like you said, it's all about, you know, game number 1, or today at least, being able to get yourself into a position to be able to confirm that spot in playoffs. And I mean, obviously, we got Goons, we've got Mayhem, they're going to be playing a little bit later today as well. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, Jan is in a good position. I mean, they've got bases loaded to be able to get themselves into playoffs. Now, all they got to do is at a home run here in this game and secure themselves that spot in playoffs. But again, the other opportunity here for Jan is also to be able to maybe move up in the bracket. Might be able to get that second spot to go for an easier opponent in the first round of semifinals.
Yeah, let's take a look at the laning situations right here. Bottom lane's been pretty even so far. Again, every time when I see Braum, I think I see an invade. I just feel bad. I like Braum with invade. It's just so much more action early game, you know?
Right.
It could be so much more exciting.
Exactly, and I mean, and that's the big part about, I mean, with this bottom lane, as we see, you know, if we see Jan making the decision to go for a little bit more of an aggressive decision here, top side or bottom side, pushing forward a little bit. We'll see how that plays out for them. I mean, we do have the Olaf waiting in the wings, a dive potentially, with Olaf being able to get that Scuttle Crab. Maybe not necessarily the best option right now.
Yep.
I would say maybe, you know, just relax a little bit, get that Ezreal a little bit more fed. And when you got the taunt coming in from that Galio, I think it's going to be really difficult for them to be able to do that effectively. But let's find out whether or not that is going to be the case. Doesn't look like we're going to get a dive here. The lane actually going towards Jan's side, and now Olaf coming in, potentially going to be going in for this gank. He is waiting in the wings. He has the ability to make it happen, and now he's going to be in prime position. He does get spotted. It's going to be the Axis coming through. So the gank doesn't necessarily work. They know now that the Olaf is bottom side. This could give potentially KND the opportunity to go in for a gank top side against that Akali with the Gragas, with the Lee Sin. We'll see if that ends up playing out.
Yeah, and Lee Sin is actually one of those champions that's really easy to gank Akali with that reveal with the skill 3 and ultimate. There are quite a bit of skills that Lee Sin can utilize. It turned out we're not gonna see a gank so far. This has been really even. Even the River Sculler, we can see it's 1 to each side, so nothing special happened. The jungle all turned level 5. Both went back home, bought their first round of items. Let's take a look at the item options right here. Lee Sin does seem like he's going for the Trinity Force, or maybe some. I think it's maybe. What do you think the first item Lee Sin's going for right here?
Lee Sin, well, he's got the Caulfield's Warhammer, so his options are still open, ready to go for whatever he wants to. Anything that builds into that. Obviously, you know, we could. Ooh, maybe. Oh man, that could be spicy. That could be fun. But I mean, we've also got that Serrated Dirk coming in from the Varus. We're gonna see whether or not he's going to be able to use it effectively. Most likely, maybe going for that Dustblade. Serrated Dirk with that lethality, really good on ADCs that have a lot of potential attack damage. like Varus. And so we're going to find out whether or not he's going to be able to use that effectively. Right now, though, a very slow start to the game. Jan in a little bit of an advantage, though, has about a 600 gold lead at this point, as it does look like we might be seeing an engage coming through. Braum and the Olaf now potentially in a bad spot. Oh, nice taunt going to come in, but we are going to see the ultimate from Braum going to come through. Not going to get any kills, though, however. A little bit of a disengage. Zig going to drop the minefield. We're going to see the Spirit Rush come through. Not going to be able to get the charm, but the Scuttle Crab going to be taken by Jan.
Hey, Ari?
Oh, no, not quite yet. Oh my goodness, everyone is here available. This is a huge team fight right now. Ocean Drake is ready to go. We've got the opportunity potentially for that Ocean Drake to go over to Jan, but it is still alive. Galio is now at half HP. Everyone very low on KND, but also Jan is extremely low as well. Not going to be able to get it. It's going to be a first blood against Galio. Going to be able to get 2 kills for Jan. Looking for more. Var's going to be able to take down Braum. And now we've got a 4v1. They want the war. And they don't get the Gragas, but they get such huge rewards out of that one. They're going to be able to get themselves not only the dragon, but then also 4 kills and a 3,100 gold lead. An amazing play coming in by Olaf, the jungler coming in clutch. But all in all, Jan playing phenomenal matching right now.
Oh my goodness. I was just about to analyze the items. The team fight happens so quickly. It really great kiting back and forth from Team Jan right there. I thought they were in the best spot because before the team fight began, you already saw that Braum was poked very low, but Israel was just in such a good position. He was poking all along, and everybody's able to get away from Team Jan, able to kill the diving Osiris and the Galio. That was the kill number 1, snowball into infinity right there. 41 trade. We talk about how Team Jan needs a snowball, and then here it comes. The snowball begins.
The snowball does begin indeed. Jan going to be able to get the Ocean Drake. We're going to see some big items starting to come online as well. Zhonya's Hourglass going to come through, being able to get that invulnerability for the for Ezreal, for Joey. Going to be looking to potentially continue to keep that going. We've also got, well, I guess the boots, yeah, the Zhonya Hourglass alteration on the boots, but then also the Manamune as well. Going to be able to just get even more attack damage. Luden's Tempest going to come in from Ari as well, and that's going to lead to even more explosive damage as we do get to see a Nimble be able to take down a Kali. A little bit of some momentum there for KND, not only being able to take the kill, but then also being able to take tower.
That's huge. First tower is one of the most important standing gold on the map, and if you're able to get that top side though, might see a little bit of Gragas.
Oh, got a little bit of an engage coming through. Grog's going to be getting a little bit of damage, but not going to die just yet. They still want to be going for it. They're not going to be able to get to happen, and that's going to be another kill. Nimble going to be able to get that one down, and now Lee Sin coming through. A great Braum ultimate. Going to be looking for more. We got the hero's entrance coming through, but not going to be enough. It's going to be K&D. Nimble going on a killing spree.
I just want to point out in that team fight, Osiris ulted into a target that's so far away from the team fight. Still, Jan got a little bit too greedy over there. They dive over all the way to tier 2 turrets on the top side, and sure enough, they got heavily punished on that. I mean, they could have gotten away, and Ari's position was just complete out of whack, and that just gave up all the advantage they had. When you have a composition like this, it's better to focus on standing gold. It's better to focus on map control so we can have more bush controls and then start a snowball. But this is the beginning of many mistakes. It might be a chain into a further falling behind for Team Jan. They've really got to get their stuff together at this point.
Exactly, but at the end of the day, though, Jan still has a 2,000 gold advantage. Osiris there, we got a little bit of a zoom in. What a skin, by the way. The skin game is always fun. Really, really cool to see. But it's going to be interesting to see whether or not K&D is going to be able to continue to keep up this momentum. 1.5 thousand gold lead right now for Jan. They were able to get the Ocean Drake with another one spawning here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to see whether or not they are going to be able to continue to keep it up. Will they be able to get this back under control? Because they did lose a little bit of momentum there. But they weren't able to get it going. They weren't able to, get that big snowball that you were talking about. And now they're only in the lead by about 2K. They've got the ability to potentially keep it up. We're going to see whether or not that is going to be able to continue to be the case. 9 minutes into the game, still, anybody's game at this point.
Ziggs is getting fairly farmed though. Let's take a look at Ziggs' item, our Luden's Echo on his way to Death Cap. With a little bit of poking in mid lane, a dragon just spawned. More sweeper coming out.
Right, and so, we've got the dragon now available. It is going to be a Mountain Drake ready to go. But now we're going to be essentially seeing a team fight coming in. It's going to be K&D at the river first. Mystic Shot is on the way, and those Mystic Shots, the poking damage coming in from Yon is what able to secure them that team fight in the first dragon. Going to be looking to continue to keep that up, though. Not going to be able to go for the dragon. It's K&D holding their own. We've got the bombs flying. We've got the ability to go in for that kind of potential there. And now they're going to be looking to potentially keep that up. Doesn't look like they're going to be trying to go for this dragon, though. They might even be thinking, hey, we'll drop the Rift Herald in the mid lane. And now they go in for the fight. Gavin is going to be caught out. And he's going to go down with a beautiful Ragnarok yet again. Blue team double kill going to be able to deny all of that potential CC. The explosive cask does come in, but unfortunately way too late. And not going to be able to use it effectively. Not going to be able to get much out of anything in that first early part of the fight. But then able to clean up, gets the Braum kill, gets the Olaf kill, and no one gets the dragon.
No one gets the dragon indeed. MVP once again have to go to Joey, in my opinion, from Team Yon. He was poking. He was single-handedly taking on the entire team's responsibility for poking Team K&D. Yeah, and he didn't die. He kept a really good position, just staying on the perimeter of the team fight, just poking everybody down to very low HP. I think it's because of Joey they're able to save the dragon despite 2 deaths on their team over there. So really good job from Joey right here.
Yes, and also, we got to give a shout out to K&D as well. Being able to take down the Olaf, not being able to allow the jungler to be able to use that spite onto the dragon. We can't even talk about that as we get another potential team fight. What damage from that True Shot Barrage. As the axes come through, Redemption is going to come down. A little bit of healing, little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. The Infernal Bomb not going to really do much landing there. The Ragnarok again, so much damage. The Chain of Corruption is going to come through, but unfortunately, it's going to be everyone going down. Nimble dies, the Galio dies, the Lee Sin, the Ziggs. Everyone's gone. It's a blue team triple kill. Very nicely done.
Oh my goodness, and now they secure the dragon once again. They got the snowball back. Let's quickly take a look off that replay right here to see exactly what happened. Oh my goodness, you can see that great entrance from Olaf right there to Ragnaroks. That was just incredibly timing with everybody poking on the side. I think overall from Team Yon, we just see really good positioning. Like, even though their competition is full dive, but they already fight around the perimeter, go in and out really well.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the poking damage that we saw coming in from Yon, you were talking about it as well. Being able to get that damage, being able to make sure that Joey is in a good position to be able to drop that True Shot Barrage, being able to drop that damage effectively throughout the game throughout that team fight was extremely important. And at the end of the day, yes, K&D did have a good flanking position. Yes, they were at the dragon first, but just the damage and the overall consistent damage that Yon can pull off was incredible. Yes, you've got Nimble with a little bit of a fight there, going to have the ability to be able to get that Dust Blade, does have that more mana now, but at the end of the day, in a fairly even fight gold-wise with the Ezreal, a little bit ahead by about 1,000 gold because of that killing spree, but I felt the value that Joey was able to provide on that Ezreal in the last couple of team fights has been spectacular.
Yeah, let's take a look at all the items. Akali able to get the triple kill last game, put himself at 10,000 gold. Compared to Gragas only at 7,000, so at this point Gragas can't even stand in lane against Akali alone.
No, not at all.
Yeah, if this continues, with the Baron buffer, they're looking to push some tower right now. But great defense coming from Team K&D. If they continue this trend, don't count them out just yet, because their composition skills really hard into late game.
No, absolutely. And so, I mean, that's going to be the big deal here. That's going to be the bottom line coming in from Yon. Can Yon get it? Ooh, flash going to be used. Be able to get away, so just going to be just fine. But, oh no! No, he's not going to be fine. That's Nimble going to be able to get that kill. Very nicely done. Huge play coming in from KND. But are they going to be able to get anything else, though? We've got Yon going to go in for the counterattack on the other side. We're getting a explosive task with Grogs does survive. Galio will go down. And so it's going to be a 1-for-1 across the rift. No inhibitor turrets going down. But now, with the lead where it's at 10,000 gold right now, maybe 11 at the moment, for not quite 11, but 10,000 gold right now for Yon is huge. Going to be very nicely done.
10,000 gold lead. Let's take a look at where all those golds are lying on. Obviously, we know Akali is just like has sitting at 3 core items right now. Right now, this is no longer like an itching fight for Akali. Whenever she jumps in, it's gonna be the game fight decider. Like she's gonna like just eliminate anyone in the back. So they really gotta watch out for entire KND. Their backline is in a lot of trouble. Look at Brum's positioning. He's looking
really strong. Wants to play in their face, but again, you know, that I think is more or less, you know, Yon being able to recognize that KND isn't able to go up against the Ezreal one-on-one. I think Joey, you know, just fine being able to be in a good position all on his own. Not really going to have any worries just yet, and that's why the Braum is able to play in his face and be able to get into that positioning. And I think that that's huge, and that's a huge opportunity there for Yon. I think they've gotten into KND's head. They have that big gold lead, and now might potentially be able to smack down the ward as well. We're going to get a lot of damage coming in from Braum, but he's going to be able to get the knock up onto the Lee Sin. Baron Nashor is up, but it's not going to matter. Grog is going to be able to get the kill, but it's going to be Ezreal getting the kill onto the Gragas as well. The charm going to land on the Lee Sin. They want the damage. They want the kills. We're going to get the knock up coming in from Galio. Akali very low, as well as the Olaf, but the Olaf has the redemption, and that is going to do it in that team fight. No, it's not. KND going to be able to get a shutdown, a big shutdown, and now Yon going to have to retreat away from the dragon. KND looking to take the dragon advantage.
Yep, they have the map and control, and it seems like Xander's rank went super low. One more poke to go down.
Oh, he does go down, actually. We are going to see the Spirit Rush coming in with that Hextech Rocket Belt. A lot of damage onto the Olaf, and it will be a killing spree. The True Shot Barrage so close to taking the kill on to Varus. Less than 10 HP, and unfortunately for Yon, KND able to survive, and it's going to be an advantage fight there for KND, getting them a little bit back on track.
Back on track they are, shrinking the gold deficit from close to 11,000 now to like 9,000, 8,000 gold deficit. And Varus and Ziggs poking are getting online. Look at Varus. You got 4 core items already being finished, and then he's on his way to a fully decked item stack. Look at Ziggs, Leandre's Dash Cap, Luden's Echo. It's gonna hurt with any skills coming off from Ziggs. Oh, mid lane.
They want another fight. They want to be able to continue to keep that momentum going. Baron is up. But like you were talking about, I mean, a lot of gold, a lot of damage on the Ziggs. We've got the Leandri's Anguish. We've got the Luden's Tempest along with the Rabadon's Death Cap. And so he does have the ability to really, like, pretty much zero to death. Pretty much any of the carries, the Akali, the Ezreal, the Ahri, maybe even the Olaf when he pops that Ragnarok. And so I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to get that opportunity. I mean, at this point, the Varus was able to do his work. The ADC in the bottom lane, able to make that happen, gets the killing sprees, able to get those kills. And now it's up to the very strong mage from the mid lane to be able to pull off the victory here for KND. Does he have the damage? Does he have the skill? Does he have the way to make it happen? I don't know. I mean, Yon still has. I think he does.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
This is what I'm saying, because at early game, Joey might be taking the job for the entire team of Yon to poke, but when the later it gets and the safe, see, for Team KND, they were farming safely the entire game. It does give Nimbo, it gives Tri-Feed a lot of opportunity to farm. It's eventually going to get to the point where even Galio's pokes is what matters, and Gragas' pokes what matters. So this is getting scarier and scarier for Team Yon to speak. KND's scaling is only going to get harder, and then you can see in the last team fight already, Joey cannot single-handedly take on the entire poke from Team K&D. The poke from Varus, poke from Ziggs is just too much.
Yep, not
here it
anymore.
goes.
Oh, we got another team fight coming through. The charm is going to land, and it's already going to be able to take down Nimble. That is going to be a huge shutdown. And now Israel going to go into a rampage. It's going to be a blue team double kill. Ziggs will die, and well, Ziggs might have had the chance to be able to get that damage and secure that kill. It is not going to be enough, and it will be, I think, the blue team running towards the Nexus, getting themselves the win here in game number 1. Yes, they had a little bit of a hiccup there in the middle game, but at the end of the game, being able to come back into it and secure themselves game number 1 victory in style. And that's the scary part when you play against a champion like Ahri. You are able to get that charm, able to get that CC. You're forced into a team fight that is just impossible to come out of, because at the end of the day, when you're charmed, when you're CC'd like that, it's going to be difficult to come back from that one. Zenith obviously going to be that MVP there. I think those Ragnaroks were coming in clutch. Nimble, though, valiant effort, 15,000 gold, almost the richest man on the Rift, tied pretty much with 9 and Zenith, but nothing too crazy in terms of being able to continue to keep that momentum going. But take a look at the damage. Wow, Dave, you know, you're absolutely right. Look at that damage coming in from Trifeed. 23,000 damage before he really was able to get that momentum there, before he was able to get himself that kill. Really, really nicely done.
But great play, though. I just want to point out what a great play from 9 on Ahri in the very last team fight. When he dove in and get the charm and do the full damage, just completely eliminated Nimble. Like, in 1 second. You know, we talk about, doesn't matter how much farm you have 15,000 gold, almost the richest person on the map. But if you get one shot at 10,000 times 0, it's still 0. And that's exactly what happened in the very last team fight. So, more credits, more power to 9 for pulling out a great, great dive over there. Overall, the MVP from both sides, I mean, Zenith's rank 1 definitely played it really well. But personally, my MVP in this game have to go to either 9 or Joey. Just Joey for the poke and 9 for the incredible, the last team fight that just one grab, one kill got them the win in that game.
You're right. I mean, at the end of the day, that is the bottom line. It's like, if you are able to get that final important team fight to be able to secure that big win, to be able to get into the Nexus, because that was it. Once they had that final team fight, once the ace was there, there was no way for K&D to be able to come back from that one. Yon just able to continue, Yon able to get those respawn timers up, and that was it. But again, like you said, I mean, shout out to Joey. Shout out to Joey being able to get that poke damage, that big dragon fight at the very beginning of the game, being able to make sure that Yon was able to get that momentum, a lot of damage, a lot of ability created because of that fight. The momentum was just built from there. And yes, you know, they were in an advantage state, but shout out again to K&D. Like, that was not a stomp. Like, that was, you know, there was a lot of opportunity for them to potentially bring that game back and secure themselves the actual win there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, they do lose those very high tier champions in this next game.
Yeah.
Is that going to be enough? Is that going to be the difference now? Does Yon have this one in the bag?
Well, if I have to find out, Yon does still have a lot of comps in the bag available, and it's going to be really hard for K&D now because they use a lot of champions in match 1, and they're going to win that match. That's going to be really, really painful for them, but they still have a lot of full dive composition, full dive strategy that they can utilize in the next potentially 2 games, so which I'll find out because we're gonna swap the table now. K&D is gonna be first pick, first ban in game 2. But before that happens, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and take a short break. This is your time to share the stream with your friends. Go ahead and follow our good friends Moose right here on social media, on Twitter, so we can follow all the future matches as he casts. Also at the same time, make sure to follow Mobile Mayhem on social media so you can follow all the future tournaments that they organize as well for the League of Legends Wild Rift community and for the Trovo.live, because the grand finals and the playoff stage for the next week will be streamed exclusively on Trovo. So what you're waiting for, go to Trovo.live. With that, we're going to take a short break and we'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets, welcome back to the Mobile Mayhem North America Wild Rift Tournament Season 1. Now we're in week 2 of the group stage, also the last week of group stage before we step into the playoff. If you're watching the stream right here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell on. Share the stream with your friends, with your grandparents, have them share it with their grandparents' friends so they can share with their kids. So the chain continues. Make sure to go ahead and do that. The second game ban picks are already underway right now. We're 1-0 to Young's favor in this best out of 3 series. Can KND take it back? Or are we going to see a 2-0 domination? Moose, what do you think?
Oh, you know, I always love game number 3s. I always think that game number 3s are so hype no matter what game it is, no matter who's playing. Whenever you get to a game 3, it's all on the line. The chance for a player or for a team to be able to come back from behind and be able to take a set victory against an opponent that beat you first round is always fun to see.
So let's go ahead and take a look.
Now let me be real. Let me be real for a second. I don't know that KND has it in them. I think that Jan was able to perform exceptionally well with champions that weren't as powerful as KND's champion pool was in that last game.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, the Ziggs, the Lee Sin, the Galio, the Gragas, all getting used, and still KND unable to take the win. Yes, there are other champions that are available, but you know, with the Braum being banned out, VAR is not going to be available. That still leaves Lee Sin, that still leaves Ziggs, that still leaves Gragas available for Jan to use. And I think, you know, if they were able to perform as well as they did against champions like Ziggs, like Lee Sin last time, I think that they've got this game in the bag.
Yeah, and it seems like Yon gonna stick to what they do best, with a full dive composition. You saw the last game, the engages with Ari, the flank from MTS on the Okali, and the incredible Ragnarok from Zenith. So this game, they're gonna stick to the same story. You know, we already see Xayah and Wukong being taken out. We might see Rakan to combo that up, you know, to again continue this full dive, the wombo combo. Maybe we're going to see some more interesting combos. Oh, Rakan might be snitched by KND right here. They do not want the deadly combo. Look at the ban pick right now.
Ooh, yeah, no, that would be a great pick. I think, you know, I mean, regardless of whether or not they do decide to choose it, they make the decision to take out that Rakan, the Xayah Rakan combo, whether you're talking League of Legends or you're talking Wild Rift, it's too valuable. It's too good when they're together and they're played exceptionally well. And I mean, we saw Joey on that Ezreal being able to poke extremely well in that last game. And now you've got another very safe, very mobile ADC available for Joey to use in round number 2. Not only that, I think we got Zenith, probably Zenith going to be maybe playing as a Wukong, maybe going to be the top lane Wukong, maybe a little bit of a flex pick there, maybe not. No, maybe it is going to be Zenith playing as that Wukong. It's Zenith playing as that Wukong with the Fiora going to go to the top lane. You know, the Xayah is already proving to be extremely safe. She has the ability to go invulnerable with her ultimate. She's got the knockup from the Wukong. He can use that Cyclone and that Nimbus strike to be able to get into position if there is any sort of potential dive coming in from this Rakan. And so with KND right now, yes, you've got some very stellar ultimates that are available. I mean, we gotta talk about that. Camille gonna be picked up by Apex. We've got Rakan with a big charm. We've got the charm coming in from the Seraphine as well. So there's a lot of potential for KND to be able to keep an ADC, keep a mid laner potentially safe. Oh, but it is going to be potentially the Ezreal with a Vi in the jungle. Ooh. It will be the Seraphine mid lane with the Rakan support. That's going to be scary if they're able to pull that off. The Hextech ultimatum coming in from the Camille, followed in by Assault and Battery from the Vi. Oh, man, that could be nasty.
Oh, man. Like, even, okay, individually, every single hero makes a lot of sense, right, from KND's side. But if you put them together, if Rakan goes in, he's mainly trying to wombo combo with the Seraphine. I do not see much damage coming out from Israel early on. And there are a lot of single target ultimates, so Vi and Camille is going to be able to roam a lot and gank a lot. That's something good, but then the overall team composition synergy-wise, I mean, I guess both sides have pros and cons. But definitely this game, though. Last game, I preferred KND's overall draft. This game, I don't give my vote of confidence to Team Young.
Well, and I mean, and again, we got to talk about it. It's, you know, when you go all in, game 1, you don't have any chips to play game 2. And I mean, they do have some options available, and I think they've got some great champions. Camille, obviously, going to be one of those top tier picks available for KND at this point. The Vi can potentially be extremely strong with it. The Seraphine. It's all, I think, extremely important for KND to use those ultimates effectively in order to be able to win the game. Unfortunately, though, there's a lot of skill that's going to be involved. And if Yan is able to make sure that they're able to get themselves into a position where they can avoid the Seraphine ultimate, where the Hextech ultimatum doesn't necessarily have that big of an impact, I think that there's going to be some difficulties for KND to be able to get that sustained burst, or not that sustained burst, but that sustained damage and that burst to be able to get somebody down. Once you get that Hextech ultimatum onto, say, a Ziggs or onto a Xayah, it might be really good, but I mean, the Xayah can go invulnerable and just completely deny the Assault and Battery and the Hextech ultimatum, make it impossible for that to be used. And even if the Ziggs gets hit, the Galio, all the Galio has to do is drop ultimate. And that's it. Like, all he has to go is for that hero's entrance, you knock up your front line, and then the game's over. Like, the team fight is done at that point. And so there's a lot of work that I feel like that both Osiris, Apex, and Nimble are going to have to be able to do in this game to be effective, to be able to get ourselves into a good position.
Yeah.
The question is whether or not they're going to be able to make that happen.
Yep, I mean, they have the early game, they have late game, they have both. If you look at the overall damage side, they have pretty well-balanced team composition. But then if you look at just team synergy, I mean, there are a lot of options, like you said, that were still, there are a lot of chips on the line. They could have picked a Jing, maybe, to do a little bit more damage with Recon engage.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, and then let's take a look at the early game, though. It seems like we might have a early game invade. No, it's not going to happen, it seems like.
Oh, it would have been cool to see, but no, not going to happen. You're right.
Well, look at it. We got standard opening. Wukong's gonna be pretty lonely in the jungle, but Nimble, Wall Rip, as well as Osiris, gonna go ahead and give Tobias some help to help the jungle start off a little bit earlier, a little bit faster.
Right. And that's going to be, I think that's important, especially in the early game. Make sure that your jungler is able to get ahead, and Tobias playing as that Vi needs all the help that she can get in the early game. He does have that Vault Breaker available to be able to go in for some early ganks, but I don't expect to see much of anything happen until level 5. Until we get that Assault and Battery available for Tobias, I think that he's just going to be working in the jungle, trying to make sure that he's able to get that level, that experience up. But at the other end of the coin, Zenith playing as a Wukong with the Nimbus Strike ready to go. That's always going to be an option for some pressure. Maybe not necessarily a kill, but pressure is always important in the early game to be able to get your laners ahead. Let's see how it plays out. Because maybe, I mean, at that same token, let me rephrase what I said. Tobias's ganks maybe aren't going to be as effective as they could be, but I really think that once they get level 5, that's going to be the case. And actually, we're going to see the decision by Yan to just stop for those Krugs and go immediately over to the Scuttlecrab.
They can potentially get double Scuttlecrab right here. Yep, in fact, because Vi is all the way topside. So right now, this is Wukong's game to play. He's going to get double Scuttlecrab. That's going to give him quite a bit of map control in the early game. Definitely protects a laner from getting ganked. So both sides are going to be well protected right here.
Yep, but keep that in mind for Zenith. He made the decision to get away from, or to not go for the Gromp. He didn't go for the Wolves. Now, since he does get the double Scuttle, he'll go back and get those jungle camps. Now we got to see whether or not Tobias is able to use his ability effectively to get a gank onto Fiora, and he wants first blood. It's going to be Fiora going to be using that flash, wanting to be able to get that momentum going. He's going to get knocked up, and there it is. Apex going to get that Hextech ultimatum, and that will be first blood going towards the blue team. KND striking out first.
A really, really good first blood right there, because it does make MTS lose a lot of lane. And right now he's still level 4.5, and Camille's level 5 right now. 5.25, it's close to 5.5, so 1 level ahead. The tower is soaked up with a lot of minions and experience. And early game experience in gold is really gonna be that game changer, that game decider for the top lane, because it's a Camille versus a Fiora. It's always gonna be whoever has the advantage gonna take complete control of the lane. You can see the lane's gonna be pushed toward the top side. If Camille hold the lane a little bit towards her side, Fiora might not even be able to get close to the lane anymore.
Yep, and it did look like we saw maybe a little bit of a gank coming in bottom lane as well. Osiris and Nimble going to be able to get away from that, or going to be able to get away, not going to be able to get a kill onto Jimmy, or I'm sorry, not Jimmy, onto Joey or Stovey, but they are going to be able to go back. They will have the item advantage there in the bottom lane. But I do want to point out that that game did not work out. That's good coming in from the red team bottom lane. Jan going to be able to recognize the potential there and won't allow anything like that to happen. Because map awareness and the ability to have control at certain parts of the map is all going to be determined by the jungler. Where the Vi is at, where the Wukong is at any point in the fight in this early game is going to determine whether or not, the lane feels confident to go in for an engage. And right now, we are going to see Jan going to be in the position to go in for this first dragon. It is a mountain drake, but are they going to be able to go for it, though? It does look like the Seraphine and the Vi are on the way. We got Osiris with that ultimate ready to go. We got Nimble with that True Shot Barrage Assault and Battery, as well as Encore, all online for this blue team. If KND wants to win this game, they've got to show that they can make it happen now. And it looks like we've got an early redemption as well coming in from the blue team.
Yep, and look at total items right here. I'm just impressed that Joey already had a Blade of Rune King, and there's not too much kills. Bottom lane was pretty peaceful up to this point, so able to get, pretty much secure every single last hit at this point. And that's how you get that much gold to buy the first item. And then Israel, I think she's not gonna go for the Mana Mune and just go directly to Trinity Force. But Camille has already finished that Trinity Force, and this is before the first dragon fight right here. So a lot of very luxurious items coming out. Even before the first dragon fight, it's going to be a really, really exciting fight then coming up.
Yep, we've got, almost 4,000 gold on the Seraphine, on the Camille. We got 4,000 gold on the Ezreal right now, but we've got the redemption ready to go for the Rakan. We've got Guardian Angel, first item ready to go for the Vi. He's going to want to go for the dive, and has the ability to go for it. Ultimatum's going to be used, and it's going to be Assault and Battery. Apex going to try to go for it, and disaster for KND. Jan going to be able to get the Guardian Angel out of Vi. It's going to be the Wukong at the bottom side of the rift going to be able to get the dragon. And now, with the huge parry, he's going to be able to get a kill before he goes down. What a play coming in topside. That's going to be amazing play coming in from MTS.
What a play from MTS indeed. Healed up for as long as he could, and great reaction time on the parry over there. That kind of dodged the skill 1 plus flare combo from Tobias. That was really good. Getting a trade like that, 1-2-3 trade. So, wow. 3-man tower dive, still able to get a kill. And this is everything. Bottom side.
Oh, we got a little bit of that fight coming through onto the Xayah, and it will be Xayah being able to take the kill onto the Rakan. Lover's Quarrel is going to lead to some problems. What a shield coming in onto Xayah, but it's not going to be enough. It will be the kill onto Joey, and that's going to be Nimble being able to get that one. Stovey going to survive. Jan playing a little bit too aggressive there, and the blue team going to be able to capitalize on that. But I want to emphasize something about that fight in the top lane with MTS and with the ability that he was able to not only stay alive for as long as he did, but he also took away Tobias's Guardian Angel. That's a big purchase that he decided to go for first item that he's no longer going to have. That cooldown is now going to be online for a considerable amount of time, and didn't really get much out of it. Dies in the process anyways, makes it a 1-for-1. And on top of that, we got to see Zenith being able to get the dragon. Huge play for Jan. Yes, they did lose Xayah in the bottom lane, but at the end of the day, the advantage is right now, objective-wise, going towards the red team.
Yup, Young's definitely taking the lead of this game right here. Even with so many ganks that Tobias is able to provide for the top side, Apex on the Camille is still, I mean, even gold with Fiora. 100 gold lead is not a gold lead. 200 gold is not a gold lead. It's not a single item. Like, the cheapest item in the game is 200 gold. 500 gold. So you can't buy a single item with that. And then Fiora is going to be, even the tower damage, they didn't even get much damage on the turret. So right now the first tower is still up for the grab, and then for Team Yon, they have the Rift Herald still up, you know, ready to deploy. And with the next dragon coming up, they can use that Rift Herald to potentially get a tower and still have a huge map presence on the first tower. And look at the item right now. You have Monkey sitting at Black Cleaver, you know, and Vi doesn't even have a single item because, like you pointed out, the Guardian Angel was taken away. So effectively, Vi didn't have anything right now.
Not really. I mean, they do have the stats, and now she does have that sheen and does have the longsword as well. As we get an assault and battery coming in, it's going to be Zenith going down, wanting to be able to get some jungle fights. Gonna get the knock up, and once more, we got the Grand Entrance coming in from the Galio, but it's not going to be enough. Not only does Zenith go down, trying to be a little bit too aggressive on that Wukong in the blue side jungle, but then also 9 is going to go down, and now it looks like maybe even Joey is going to die as well. Ultimate is going to come out. True Shot Barrage is not going to land. When is she going to be able to get out of that one, though? It does look like he will be able to get away, but a great fight coming in from the blue team. Tobias with an amazing assault and battery to be able to get that knockup onto Zenith, and now the blue team actually in a little bit of an advantage at this point. 33,000 gold to 31k, a big play, and that is what you have to do if you want to be able to win these games.
Yeah, let's take a look at a replay over there. I just want to point out the incredible CC chain from Team KND right there. The Wombo combo started the charmed knockup, and then on top of it, you got Seraphine's charm to follow up with that. It's just really disgusting, the amount of CC that KND has.
Yeah, and also at the end of the day, despite Tobias losing that Guardian Angel early on, he does have it back. It is going to be available for this dragon fight. Yon was able to sneak that first dragon because of the play against the Fiora in the top lane, but now it's going to be a potential fight going to come through. Baron is going to come out. Looks like the Rift Herald is going to have to get spawned, and now potential team fight going to come in. It's going to be the Rakan trying to come through. The knockup is going to come in. A lot of damage. The Cyclone is there. Hextech Ultimatum is going to come in onto 9. 9 is going to go down, and now it's going to be a killing spree for the Seraphine. We've got Vi going to be having that Guardian Angel taken care of. Grand Entrance is there, going to be able to get that healing coming in from the Grand Challenge. Coming in for the Fiora. Fiora wants to be able to survive, but no! It's going to be KND with a huge team fight. It's going to be trying to be able to continue to keep it up. Will the Zai be able to escape? No! It's an ace for KND. A huge fight yet again, showing that they have the chance to win this game.
Yep, CC chain, Wombo combo is the best way for any team to win a Wild Rift. I've favored this over and over again every time when I look at a game, because Wild Rift map is so small compared to the PC version of League. So it actually favors if you're able to like synergize your Wombo combos, synergize your crowd control properly, and that's exactly what we saw from Team KMD right here. They were able to chain CC back and forth. And Apex is putting a lot of work compared to the Fiora, because Apex does have to lock in the hex like all the ultimatum with the ultimate to lock somebody in. Fiora doesn't have that. Fiora is really just a split push machine. And in teamfight really favors Team KND right now.
And shout out to Trifeed. Like, Trifeed has been carrying right now, not only in these team fights with those encores, but look at the item builds right now. Has the Luden's Tempest, as we get another team fight topside, Inferno Bomb is going to come through. A lot of damage going to come in. It will be Vi going down, using that Cyclone coming in from Zenith rank. Wants to be able to get the kill onto Rakan as well, and it will be the Wukong being able to get a shutdown onto that Seraphine. I was trying to show that they're going to be how good he was, but it's not going to even matter. We're going to be talking more about even more team fights going to come in. Damage going to come through, coming in from Nimble. Going to be able to get the kill on to Joey. Going to be able to make it a 1-for-2. And it's going to be Galio getting in on the action. Stovey going to be able to take another kill onto Apex at the end of the day, making it a 3-for-1 in favor of Yon.
Oh my goodness, what an action-packed game. 18 kills total on the map. 1-2-1 Dragon. At this point, there's literally 800 gold difference between the two teams. That's like nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, 12 minutes overall. 12 minutes into the game, we only have the flicker coming out just by Tobias scared the crap out of 9 over there with the skill 1. That's actually pretty funny to watch. Just from a single skill 1 charge, you can scare a flicker out of somebody. I mean, a flash. That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, no, I would do the same thing. Like, oh no, you do not want to get charmed. The Ziggs does not want to die. He is 1 and 2, but he has been CSing up a storm. Has 10,000 gold, is basically even with the Seraphine, with Trifeed, who has much more kill participation and many more kills in this game comparatively to 9. And so the CSing coming in from the mid laner on Yon is very strong, but also pay attention to Joey. The Xayah now has a little bit of damage coming in from that Infinity Edge, from that Executioner's Calling. Blade of the Rune King is on the way as well. Looks like we are going to be seeing Zenith maybe in a bad spot. Nope, going to be able to get back into his jungle and will be just fine. Baron, though, is alive. A team fight here could potentially secure the Baron for one of these teams. We'll see who's going to be able to get it, but right now, a back-and-forth battle. Neither one of these teams looking to give an inch with about 1,000 gold lead right now coming in for K&D.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you 100% on the Tri-Feed being so effective this game on the Seraphine. She's about on the same gold as Ziggs, but look at her item, 3 core item being finished up. You got Luden's Stackle, Voice Staff, she's gonna pierce through everybody's magic resist and just get, ooh, nice knife from Israel. But didn't get the blue buff. Did you actually get the blue buff? Vi did? Yeah, Vi did.
Yeah.
Still, like, Seraphine is what they put out so much work. The wombo combo at the right time, the ultimate at the right time. And those are just so much pull coming from the Seraphine. I mean, personally, I was not a Seraphine fan, but now after watching this game, I guess I might have to change my mind.
Uh-oh, you might have to be part of the fan club now. Might take a position on the board, be the president of the fan club or something.
Yeah,
That'd be fun. There you go. A lot of damage coming through. You're absolutely right. We've got the hero's entrance gonna get canceled. A great play coming in from Rakan. Gonna be able to stop that hero's entrance, but it's not gonna be enough. What a damage coming in from that Cyclone. We'll probably be able to get several members coming through from it. We got the Hextech ultimate gonna land on to several members. Gonna be able to get the knockup in come through. It's gonna be the Seraphine gonna be able to get a double kill using that encore, and now gets another kill as well. Gonna be able to get 2 kills there. Wants another one. Not gonna be able to get the Q or get the skill 1 damage there. But the Mystic Shot gonna be able to take down Zenith. What looked like was gonna be a good fight for Yon ends up being a turnaround fight, making it a 3-for-3. A little bit of an advantage coming in for K&D in terms of gold, as they're going to be in position now with 2 full health champions to not only take Yon's jungle, but then also potentially even go for the dragon.
Yep. Let's take a look at a replay from the last team fight. Once again, look at Tri-Feed. Even though she made it a little bit late to the team fight, but the position that he has is just absolutely insane. The ultimate, the Camille, and the Seraphine combo on top of an instant double kill. Oh my goodness. Tri-Feed is putting so much work for the team right now. It's absolutely absurd.
Nasty encore there. I didn't even notice that he got the extra reproc on it. As we get another team fight coming in, Hextech ultimate is going to be used to be able to get the Galio out of the way. We are going to see the disengage coming through, so nothing too crazy going to be able to happen there. Vi trying to come in, does not have the Guardian Angel, and it's going to be Zenith with a huge Cyclone. A lot of damage coming in onto K&D. It's going to be Xayah being able to get a double kill, a triple kill once more. It's going to be Zenith going to be able to get a kill onto the 4th member, and a quadra kill gonna come in. A triple kill coming in on to Joey. Fiora gonna be able to get a kill, and that might actually just do it.
That might not do. Everything happens so fast. The counter engage from Zenith rank 1 changed the game. It might seem like an engage from Team K&D, but nope. Team Yon's like, nah, that's a bait, and you took it. And that won't be the game. 2 games ended it almost similar ways. We're just one team fight, and everything changed. It seemed like K&D had a chance, but Yon just one team fight ended everything. Ended the dreams, ended the goals, ended everything.
And that was the problem there coming in for K&D in that fight. You saw Apex trying to go in for that Hex Cycle ultimatum, had to use it defensively and tried to get the Galio out of position, but it's only Stovey. The Galio with only a Force of Nature and a Dead Man's Plate, gonna be out of position. You get Zenith Rank into that fight, he gets a huge Cyclone on several members. I think all 5 members at one point were hit by that Cyclone, and that is going to be the big play. Zenith Rank is going to get that MVP, and I think because of that team fight, because of the ability that he was able to use with that knockup, I mean, that's the reason why Joey was able to get that triple kill. That's the reason why they were able to get that amazing team fight push, not only into tier 2, then tier 3, and then be able to take the Nexus. Really, really nicely done. But yet again, another valiant effort coming in from K&D. Unfortunately, though, it is a heartbreaker of a game. Tobias trying to be able to do what he can with that Guardian Angel tri-feed, putting in that work. Look at the damage. Most damage on the Rift coming in from, or not most damage, but most gold coming in for tri-feed at 14-4. The damage was there. The magic damage was there. Nimble with 23 had more damage than anyone else on the Rift in terms of champion damage against another opponent. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. And that's the problem. And that's the problem when you go in for those team fights. If you lose those team fights, Wild Rift is a very unforgiving game. And unfortunately, you give an inch, they take a mile, and it will be a win for Yon. Congratulations. Going to be able to add to their standings. Might even be in position to go for a second ranked spot, depending on how Mayhem and Goons do later on today. But for now, a really, really good game. Congratulations again to Yon. Very nicely done.
Yeah, Jan definitely put himself in a good position right now with 5 points, 2 points added today. But look at, I mean, K&D though, just like I said, valiant effort. They took a game away from Goons last week. And actually, if you look at this game today, like they pulled out against Yon, it was pretty even match, to be honest. And the performance from entire team of K&D was not that bad. It was actually pretty good. Not at all. The game was pretty decent. It's just one team fight. When you play a little bit carelessly, and sure enough, the counter engage from Zenith, the team synergy, I guess for Team Yon, they're just a lot more decisive than their opponent today. Like when they make a decision, they dive in as a team, they fight like a team, all the damage coming out, and they limit a single target. So again, congratulations for Team Yon, and look at K&D, they're not looking good on their standings right now. But next game, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna have Tribes and Mayhem coming in, so it's only gonna get more and more exciting. Who is gonna take the spot? Tribe, they only have 2 points right now on their total standing, so they need to win this game. And Mayhem is sitting at #1 spot along with Goon, so this is the battle for the playoffs. So the next game is the game that you're gonna stay for. Make sure to get your popcorn, sodas ready, share the stream with your friends. Don't go too far, because we're gonna come back for the most exciting match that I look forward to today. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets, welcome back to the 2021 Mayhem North America Season 1 World Rift Tournament. This is now the second match of the day, the last week of the group stage between Team Tribes and Mayhem, the battle for the playoffs. But before we get started, how are you doing, Mr. Moose?
You know, I'm doing fantastic. It's been a blast already. Those first couple of games between Jan and K&D were a ton of fun. I am flabbergasted that one final team fight at the very end of the game was able to give Jan the victory. But that is in the past, and this is now Mayhem going to be facing off against Tribe in a very important match.
To check and come in here and see what how the first game Ben pick is going on right now. Zig's being taken out by Tribe, and we have Lulu first pick right here as well. Might potentially see a Jinx, the Lulu Jinx combination, the synergy that we talked about over and over again. So we might see that from game 1 from Tribes. And like you said, you know, if you are Jan, if you're Team Jan, you might be a fan for Tribe, but I thought you should be really a fan for Mayhem right now. Be cheering for Mayhem to take a Tribe away, because if a Tribe doesn't get more points, it gives Jan more of a chance to go into the playoff, no?
Right, exactly. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, with Jan being able to take this win, it's a big opportunity, or with Jan being able to take that win against K&D, this is a big game for Mayhem and for Tribe. If Mayhem wins this one, this pretty much secures themselves the victory here and gets themselves into playoffs. But if they lose this one, they still have a big chance to be able to get into playoffs, but maybe a little bit lower in the bracket. I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to make that happen, though. I'm interested to see what Tribe is going to be able to bring to the table. We're getting a couple of champions that we haven't seen yet here in today's bracket.
Is that a Vayne pick?
I would love to see it. I would love to see it happen. But we got the Gragas looking like they're going to come out as well. The Lulu Vayne pick could be extremely potent. See if that ends up being the case. It is the case. Vayne. Very cool to see. Vayne going to come out for Tribe along with that Lulu. That's going to be a lot of potential CC there in that bottom lane. The Polymorph, the Knockup, the Condemn coming in from the blue team is going to be huge for them in the bottom lane to go up against whatever combination Mayhem decides to go for. However, you know, we've got an Alistair with that Unbreakable Will. We've got the Buster Shot coming in from a Tristana if they do decide to go for that. Looks like that is going to be the case. Well,
it's one of Soldier Reign's most played, most comfortable champion, and in fact, they will lock that down along with Fizz, one of their signature champions for Mayhem. Actually, I think the entire tournament so far, we have seen Mayhem using Fizz the most, just being spamming that jungle, and you have Suki on a signature Galio this game. One of his most comfortable champions, and we've seen Suki taking out Galio mid, absolutely destroyed the journey all the way up here. So we're gonna see that again today, going against Tribe. And Tribe is taking off some unconventional, unorthodox, somebody even might say off-meta champions, you know, with the Vayne. So I look forward to see what's going on right here. Vayne definitely needs a lot of skilling, and then the entire team of Tribe seems to be, I mean, except for the Olaf, everybody else seems to be kind of late game focused, and this is pretty interesting.
Oh, I'd love to see it, and that's gonna be, you hit the nail on the head. It's going to boil down to whether or not Tribe is able to get to that 15-minute mark, able to get to that 17-minute mark in a good situation to be able to win or get themselves into that point where they're able to just get themselves into just such late game carry state that it's impossible for Mayhem to keep up with the damage and the utility that the Tribe is going to have. That Ragnarok coming in from the Olaf is going to be really, really good for potentially Tigers to be able to use effectively in the early game, to be able to deny the taunt, to deny the knockup, to deny the ability that Alistair could potentially go through, the Galio as well. But at the end of the day, are they going to be able to get themselves into a late game opportunity for them to be able to win this one? Or do we see the duo lane in the Tristana and in the Alistair be able to get themselves into a big lead early on and secure themselves this victory. Let's find out as we get ourselves ready to jump in to game number 1. Mayhem facing off against Tribe, and I can tell already, Dave, this is going to be a fun one for sure.
Yep. Both mid lane are using their most OP champions. Oh, look at that Ziggs skin. I just want to highlight this summer. I mean, actually, no, this is the 8-bit skin. Look at that skin. It's sick. Look, it's so good.
Oh, I love the skins.
Oh,
and they look really good. A lot of damage coming in, though. Onto starting, but won't go down. Nicely done, I think, coming in. Suki trying to be able to assert that early game dominance.
Bottom lane.
Again, you know, this is a ticking time bomb game for Tribe, or for Mayhem, I should say. The longer that this game goes on, the longer that it remains even, the more of an opportunity that Tribe has to win. But any early game advantage that Mayhem can get can be huge for them to be able to secure this victory early on. This, and like we're talking about, Dave, this is a very important game for Tribe. You've got a couple of off-meta picks coming through. They think that they're gonna, if they're able to win this one, look at the champion pool that they've got available to them for game number 2, and then if we have to, potentially game number 3. I think that this was a calculated move, seeing what they can do, seeing if they can get themselves a win with some off-meta picks. Are they going to be able to make that happen, though?
Yo!
Get a first blood in the bottom lane. Huge play going to come in from the blue team. Tribe going to be able to get the kill onto Soju Rain, and that's going to leave the supports kind of dilly-dallying against each other, only for another gank to come through. It's going to be Fizz going down. Kodo will die. We do can see the Galio-Suki gonna come up and try to be able to get some assistance there, but with Kodo, the jungler, going down, that's gonna open up the rift for Tribe. They're gonna be able to get the Scuttlecraft in the top side of the lane, and now they're looking to go for a double Scuttle play, maybe even to go up against Fizz in the jungle themselves, and they are posturing for it. They're gonna be able to go up against that blue Sentinel.
Yep.
They're gonna have to disengage. Oh no! Disaster for Mayhem as we get a solo kill in the bottom lane as well. We have no idea. There's just so much action going on. Old School gonna be able to take down Soju in a solo kill, and that is gonna put Tribe in a huge advantage state right now.
Oh my gosh, Suki even had early game control in mid lane, but it's just been pretty clustered for Mayhem. I think they're maybe getting a little bit nervous facing Tribe. Oh, speaking of being nervous, topside, a one-on-one trade so far. I mean, Fizz shouldn't have stayed in mid so long against Olaf and Ziggs. I guess Fizz kind of scared to go to jungle because they know the jungle was warded and he was trying to stay mid, scare people off. But that just turned out to be, top mid side.
What a play! Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dave, but that was Tribe cutting off Galio's back. Suki going to get caught out. The warding, like you said, was coming in clutch. As we get another fight going to come through. Old School going to be extremely low. Soju wants to go for the wild growth. Comes out. The rocket jump of the polymorph. And it will be Old School staying alive for the time being. Not going to be able. Does get the kill onto Soju. Unbreakable Will is going to be there. So it will be enough for the Alistair to survive. But my word, we're not even 4 minutes into this game and we've already seen 9 kills, 16,000 gold already for Tribe. This game has started going 90 miles an hour at the very beginning of the contest.
90, I think it's 120 miles per hour. You're going way off the speed limit right here. Like, this is incredible. We're getting close to a 3,000 gold difference right now. The first dragon's going towards Tribe, and they're playing a late game comp into the early game. I mean, if this Vayne gets ahead with Lulu into the late game, like, who's gonna stop him? I mean, if you miss that Fizz ultimate, she's gonna single-handedly kill the entire team for Mayhem. This is getting way out of hand. Soldier Rain, you can see a little bit indecision on the bottom side. Cost him his life on Tristana over there. He's not able to jump in time, and just one auto attack. Speaking of that, mid tower.
Oh my goodness, so much damage onto Suki using that Mega Inferno bomb.
Oh, nice!
We're gonna get some damage coming through. What a headbutt coming in on the Old School. But again, not going to be able to go down. You're just gonna be able to walk away. The damage coming in from Suki with that Inferno Bomb, with the bouncing bombs, are going to be enough to be able to go for the disengage. We are going to see going to be able to come down on that Garen and wants to be able to go for some assistance there, but unfortunately for Mayhem, Tribe is going to be in a big position right now, and you were talking about it. You know, this early game advantage that Mayhem could have potentially had, it is now completely gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like, yes, they might have had a little bit of an early game advantage, but you cannot count out Mayhem's late game potential too. I mean, at the end of the day, we are going to see another fight going to come through. Fizz with that Playful Trickster, going to be able to get away just fine using that Blast Cone to be able to run away from that one. But you know, but we got Fizz coming in the jungle, coming in for Kodo. You've got potentially a lot of damage coming in from Soju as well, being able to utilize, you know, a couple of items once he gets that Infinity Edge, once he gets potentially some extra attack speed as well, could be extremely potent moving into the late game. But still, despite some of that late game spike that they've got, the mid game is where it's at for Tribe in terms of being able to get their spikes. And so that puts Mayhem into a very bad spot. Losing the early game as hard as they have is going to put Mayhem into a backpedal situation. Or not a backpedal, but in a like basically reactive situation. They've got to be able to make sure that they don't allow Tribe to get any more advantages, but we are going to see all 5 members of both teams on the way. The Death Bomb, oh my goodness! The Mega Inferno Bomb going to almost get the kill onto the Garen, and a huge attack going to come through from Chuck. We're going to be able to get some damage onto the Galio, and we'll be able to also take down Khan as well. A turret is going to go through via the Ziggs and that Rift Herald, and at the end of the day, Tribe just snowballing this game early on.
Snowball. I think this is more than just a snowball. Fizz is not having his game at all. He's not getting any luck with the ultimate. He's not getting any. He's being completely useless this entire game so far, just because the early pressure has been put on Fizz. And look at the entire warding from Tribe right now. They know exactly where their opponents are, like 24/7. I mean, this Fizz is being spotted all the time. And let's take a look at the gold. This old school on the Vayne is sitting at 6,800 gold, the highest farm in the entire map, closing to the second item right now. And then look at Tristana, even though she's close, but she has 3 deaths so far, not able to farm effectively. But if this goes to late game, Tristana get 1 snowball, 1 kill going, she might be able to jump over and over again, and that might be the turning ground for oh, speaking of that bottom side.
Oh, we got another fight going to come through. Ziggs is going to be in a little bit of a bad spot, but we are going to see Chum the Water is going to land onto Chuck. Unfortunately, though, for Mayhem, not going to be able to get any much more out of that one. 5 seconds remaining, and we saw Chum the Waters getting used by Kodo. That is a big team fight tool, no longer available as we get in a super mega Inferno Bomb coming through. Ragnarok gonna stop coming in, and it's gonna be Tigers being able to get the kill on Khan. We got Kodo going down along with Sai as well, and it's a double kill. I can't believe it. It's gonna be Old School surviving yet again. Very close to death, but will be able to survive. The shielding is there, and the ability that the Lulu has been just so stellar in this fight for the Vayne to be able to survive. And now, with the blue team having several members of the red team down, they're going to be able to get the tower, they're going to be able to get the dragon, they're going to be 10,000 gold in the lead, and on top of that, they're going to be able to escape the potential fight coming in from Mayhem just fine. Disastrous right now. Maybe not though. The flash's gonna come in from the Alistair. They're not gonna try to keep it up. It's gonna be Chum the Water's gonna come through. Eli's knockup, and we do see the Garen to be able to get.
But at what cost?
Onto the starting, but not gonna be enough. Oh my goodness! At what cost? Indeed. It's going to be Khan, Kodo, and Sai going down. And now it's going to be the blue team, Tribe Gaming, going to take down Suki as well. And that might actually do it. He got the Vayne split pushing in the top lane. Soju says, I don't want to have anything to do with that fight. And now it's going to be Tribe 13, almost 14,000 gold into the lead at this point in the contest. I don't know what Mayhem is going to do. Baron hasn't even spawned yet. And I feel like this game can be over.
I mean, I think it's already over, to be honest. If you look at how many late game skilling at this point, the only person that's effective in late game for Team Mayhem is the Tristana played by Soju. But again, he's getting outskilled, outfarmed by Wayne over like as we go. Wayne is sitting at 9,500 gold right now with 2,500 gold ahead, 2,000 gold ahead of the Tristana, and overall, as you mentioned, over 13,000 gold advantage, and they're starting this. I mean, it's just gonna get, sorry, main part of Baron is gonna get over, continue to scale a team fight happening right here.
A lot of damage going to come through. It's going to be Psy trying to be able to get it. Will they be able to get the Baron? No, they will not. It is going to be Tri being able to get Baron Nasher. That's going to be Khan going down. Soju is extremely low. And that's going to be a double kill for Old School. Going to go legendary on the Vayne. Blue team ace. And that will do it. Tribe is going to be able to take this game. Going to just bulldoze their way with the huge wallet that they've got into the Nexus, secure themselves game number 1 with some off-meta picks. Nothing that Mayhem could do from start to finish. This is a team for Tribe that is looking like they're going to be able to secure themselves a 2-0 victory. That game was dominant.
Oh my god. I mean, this is absolute destruction right here. Tribe is showing off. I mean, this is absolutely showing off. This is not even a civilized game anymore. This is just a pure slaughter, you know, from entire team of Tribe. I don't even know who to give MVP to. I think everybody did so well that game. You pulled out I think the OG combo, the Lulu, Olaf, and an ADC. If they get to late game, I talk about this is gonna be absolutely insane. You saw the Old School 1 versus 2. Like that, the Alistar as well as Tristana cannot do anything to her, and she was way too farmed at that point, and way too mobile at that point. I was literally speechless. I didn't know what to say close to the last team fight. I was just literally out of words. I even forgot what Baron was called. I mean, literally.
How could you forget? How could you forget Nasher's name? He's gonna have a letter addressed to you with some very stern words. But if I had to give MVP to somebody on Tribe, I have to give a shout out to Chuck. Like, that fight in the top lane, when he had that huge explosive cast, when he was able to split up the red team, that was probably one of the best explosive casts that I have ever seen on Wild Rift. He was able to get Soju and Kodo right into the face of Tigers and Old School. Going to be able to get 4 kills for Tribe out of that explosive cast. Because of that great pursuit coming in from Chuck and the rest of the blue team, they were able to win the team fight, and that was the point. That was the turning point there for Tribe to be able to move forward and be able to get themselves the win. Another thing that I want to point out, though, and I think that we have to address it now that the game is over, Kodo playing as that Fizz in the jungle, going 0-4, really not having any impact in the game. The Chum the Water just wasn't able to get that damage. He had just a Rabadon's death cap, but unfortunately, you know, that percent AP that you get from Rabadon's not really going to do much when you've only got 1 AP item available. And that's going to be, I think, a big issue there for Mayhem moving forward. What is Kodo going to use as a jungler? It's not going to be Fizz again. Thank goodness, because that did not work out at all for Mayhem, and that just gave Tribe the advantage with the jungle. I mean, you saw the Olaf was 7-0 at the end of the game, did not die once in that fight. So very nicely done coming in from Tigers to be able to get that advantage going. Huge plays all around coming in from Tribe. Gonna be able to take game 1 with some off meta picks, which means, you know, the Ziggs is off the table. They did have the Ziggs used in that fight, but Fiora, Camille, Wukong, a Jinx, you've got Azaya, all of these very amazing champions still on the table for Tribe in this game number 2. They're going to be put into a massive advantage. And now what is Mayhem going to be able to do in game number 2 to get this one back?
I mean, Mayhem is a team that's packed with potential. I think last game specifically was just a very chaotic early game. if they did
not,
if they did not like lose so many kills in the lane, especially considering you're losing to your Vayne. I mean, I understand that you have Lulu on the side who's poking a lot, and Alistar early game. If Alistar not hitting the level 2 or level 3, just stay in the back and try not to get poked, you know? Or when Alistar hit that level 2, maybe go in for one trade. That's pretty much it. That's all you can do. And then we see too many kills trading back and forth, and immediately it was the ADC, the Soju Ray was dying back and forth, and that hurt them a lot. And also, Fizz as the champ really needed a level 5. Before the level 5, I mean, what are you gonna do with him, you know, or it? I actually don't know Fizz, but yeah, like what are you gonna do with it? It's just, we need Fizz to be farming level 5, and that was not what we saw. We saw Fizz staying in the mid lane and getting killed by Olaf and Ziggs. That was just not something that Mayhem wanted, and that's surely snowball starting at that point, starting before the first dragon even spawned. That's really hurted them. But Mayhem, again, is a team with a lot of potential. Maybe next game is the game that Mayhem put pedal to the metal and really show off what they are all about. So but before we get to the next game, ladies and gentlemen, it's your time to share the stream, like, subscribe, turn the bell on, and make sure to follow Mr. Moose on all social medias, including Twitter, so you can follow all the future matches so you can get himself involved in if you like Mr. Moose.
Whoa, wait, Dave. I appreciate that, but what about you, man? At AssassinDave,
yeah,
you gotta follow you. You're the one that is, you know, the great camera work, the coordination of this tournament. This could not be done without you. So if you guys are following me at Mr. Moosecast, you've gotta follow AssassinDave as well. If you haven't already.
Follow everybody. Most important thing is follow Mobile Mayhem as well on their social media, because they will be hosting a lot more tournaments coming up for the entire mobile scene. And go to Trovo.live, because the grand finals will be hosted exclusively on Trovo. So if you're here for the first league format in North America, if you're here to witness the grand finals next week for the playoffs, make sure to go to Trovo.live. We're now going to take a short break. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, that was a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mobile Mayhem North America Wall Rift Tournament Season 1. We're now in the second match of the second week group stage between Team Tribe and Mayhem, with Team Tribe 1-0 taking the lead. If Mayhem want to have a chance in this match, this is the chance. This is do or die. I mean, yes, they are ahead, but it's not time to relax. You do want to fight for every single point, because if you win one little match, that's 1 point to your pocket. That's a better chance to the playoff. So you really got to step it up next game.
Exactly. You know, you've got to be able to get that, at least a win. And like I was saying earlier on, we love to see game threes. Game threes are always fun to watch. I'd be very excited to see Mayhem be able to pull this off. The Tribe, hungry for a advancement in their rank. They want to be able to get that coveted playoff spot in either rank 3 or rank 4. We've still got plenty of action left to play as we get into the all-round bound pick for game number 2. Remember, any champion that was taken out in game number 1 by a team cannot be taken in games number 2 or 3. At each team, they get their brand new deck of cards, and now one opportunity now for both of these teams to be able to get themselves another win. Will Tribe be able to have another dominant game and get themselves into a 2-0 advantage, or do we see Mayhem bring this one back and get us into a game number 3? Zig's going to be taken off the board by Tribe. They couldn't go for it anyways. You're going to be taken away by Mayhem, and it's going to be the support pick taken first. That Braum going to go in for Mayhem.
We're probably going to see the Israel, and okay, they wanted the Ziggs maybe, but Ziggs was banned away. So Braum first pick, they're plenty looking at another poke mage in the mid lane, and let's take a look at what option they had. I mean, they could have picked in what, Ari maybe, possibly, potentially, or you got a Twisted Fate, you got Aurelion Soul. I mean, they still have quite a bit of options, but the best option is Ziggs. I really like the ban right here, because Tribe knew that they had the Ziggs victory last game, and they do not want to give the champion they just won with to Mayhem. So Mayhem does not have the option, and this might be a 2-0 series for Tribe right now with the current option, the major option for Mayhem.
Right, but I mean, like you said, Mayhem does have some options available for all of these lanes. The Camille getting hovered, I think that's an amazing choice. Wukong, another great choice there for Mayhem. I think, very top tier picks ready to go for Mayhem as the red team. And now, on top of that, they could also potentially go for some really good picks in the ADC role as well. The Xayah is still up. The Ezreal is still up. They could potentially even go for a really strong jungler in the Olaf. That is going to be available, and it's not banned out. I think that would go really well with the team comp that they have, and they're leaving those crucial positions in the ADC and in the mid lane ready to go. You might see a mid lane Wukong, maybe. I don't think so, but we'll see how that plays out. Seraphine going to be making the decision. What a combo potentially going to come through. If we're able to get the Seraphine in the mid lane with that Encore, a Cataclysm coming in as well could be
no
huge.
way, right?
And we might see the double musician coming through. We do. Oh my goodness, disaster, I think, for Mayhem. This is a huge team fight wombo combo that could potentially be available. Cataclysm coming in from the J4 is going to be able to keep a lot of members all close together so that Seraphine is able to drop that Encore, and then Sona with the stun. The damage is there, the potential for a huge wombo combo team fight, and now all they have to do is pull off a really strong ADC, and the options are available for that. They can go for something safe like a Xayah. They could go for something a little bit more aggressive like a Jinx, because you do have that Garen, you do have that J4, you've got the kiting potential as well, maybe even a Jhin, maybe even a Varus. I'm loving this composition right now from Tribe.
Kaisa Cannon.
The Kaisa Cannon. That's another great team fight composition here for Mayhem. Huge. Going in for that ultimate from the Cannon. Going to be able to synergize well with the Braum knockup, with the Wukong ultimate as well. Huge play potentially. Huge playmaking potential coming in from Mayhem. Let's see if that's going to be able to be enough for them to be able to take this game.
This is another pocket pick, not pocket pick, like one of those high tier picks for Suki himself. Suki is actually, Suki is probably the only Cannon player that I know in North America right now. And he's able to take a Cannon to another level though. Like, you cannot kind of sleep on this guy's Cannon. The first time he took it out, he absolutely destroyed his opponent. And now today, once again, look at the composition right now. It's a full dive comp for Mayhem. They absolutely destroyed last time when they have the similar comp with Cannon, with Wukong, and they're going to take it out again. At the same time, from Tribes, we're seeing a little bit of disrespect action going on, right? You have the Renekton, you have the J4, you have the Sona, you have the Seraphine. This is unorthodox picks from Tribes. It's not something that they do very often. And sure enough, they're taking it out against Mayhem. They're just toying with their praise right now. This is exactly what they're doing.
Kind of playing with your food a little bit, but also, I'm not particularly mad at this composition right now from Tribe. It looks a little weird, but hear me out. Hear me out. you've got the Sona Seraphine in the bottom lane. A bot lane Seraphine with a support Sona. You get the Renekton in the middle lane with a Garen in the top. J4 being that jungle. You don't need an ADC when you've got 3 bruisers ready to go for the blue or for Tribe, and it's not gonna even matter how much knockups, how much stunning that Kennen, that Wukong, that Braum can do when you've got that beefy front line available. Oh man! But at the end of the day, you know, they are lacking that sustained attack damage available for Tribe.
I mean, who's their ADC? Is it?
It's going to be the Seraphine. The Seraphine is going to play in that role. I'm almost certain that that's going to be the case.
It's going to be double mate.
I'm almost certain that it's going to be the case.
I mean, you can't. Like, this is just. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's Seraphine mid, because the reason why I say that is because starting is actually really comfortable with Seraphine, and then he liked to play this champ. Like, every time you get a chance to, you play Seraphine. You play Seraphine support. If you have starting in ranked and she got kind of put in the support role, it's gonna be guaranteed Seraphine. So, I mean, we're gonna see exactly now as we start slowly getting into the game. Oh, it is gonna be Seraphine and Sona in that lane. Let's quickly jump into the game so you guys can take a look at exactly who is on which character.
Yep, Old School going to be playing as that Seraphine. We got starting going to come in with that Renekton. That's a mid lane Renekton. If you guys play League of Legends, you guys have seen that played by a lot of top tier players, and it converts really well into Wild Rift as well. You've got a very, very strong lane bully in Renekton available in that mid lane to go up against that Kennen. I'm very excited to see what starting is going to be able to do here up against Suki. We'll see how it plays out, though, with Max Green and Old School being a lot of healing, a lot of potential CC are ready to go. We'll see how that bottom lane plays out. I think it's going to actually perform really, really well. But at the end of the day, it's all going to boil down to execution of the team fight for both of these teams. Who's going to have the better team fight potential? Who's going to be able to perform well in those crucial 5v5s? I don't know if we're going to see a lot of ganking opportunities, but it is going to be a lot of damage coming in from Suki and starting, getting him down to about 200 HP. This early game, still just very too close to call. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Because if this gets to late game, you have to understand, it's all about wombo combo for both sides, but if it gets to late game, you gotta respect Sojourner on the Kai side. You just have to. If they're not able to, if Team Tribe's not able to one-shot everyone, I'm talking about like everyone from Team Mayhem right here, if Kaisa stays alive, like, it's gonna be a really hard time for Tribe. Because who is their carry late game? Who's gonna dish out the consistent damage when Kaisa is auto-attacking you away? It's a lot of problem, and if you think about it, they have a lot of fighters for Team Tribe. So they only really got one chance to go in. If they got kited, they got kited, and they're done.
Right, and that's going to be the big part here is we do get the Scuttle Crab getting taken. We get to see the bottom lane posturing, making sure that we get Tigers with that Scuttle Crab. Going to be able to go for a one Scuttle Crab. The one is we get a little bit of damage coming in. The stun is going to land, but you got the movement speed from Max Green. You got Old School with the ability to heal as well. So they're going to be just fine. But now let's talk about top lane as well. You've got Garen, played by Chuck, going to be up against Sai, going to be playing as that Camille. I think, you know, Garen is one of those champions that can really perform well against Camille in the top lane and deny her the chance to get that early game momentum, that early game pressure.
Yeah. We're
going to see if that is actually going to be the case. Right now, it is going to be Sai getting a little bit forward in that play. Level 5 going to be on the way momentarily. And as you can see, I mean, we are going to get Sai getting a lot of damage, but it's going to be Chuck, you know, just fine. Taking a couple of hits, being just fine, being able to get that damage, being able to take that damage and heal up when he needs to. A little bit of a reset in the top lane. As we do see the fight coming, or not the fight coming through, we get to see the backs coming in. Lost Chapter already online for that Seraphine in the bottom lane. Oh man, this is gonna be so devastating when they're able to land that Wombo combo ultimate.
If you look at the build right now from everyone, Tribe, their early game damage is gonna be absolutely insane. I understand when you have two mages like this in one lane, which offers so much poke and so much early game. But again, you just have to get that snowball, because if he does get put behind, you're not going to be able to check bush, you're not going to be able to have put out sustained damage, and that's going to be the problem. But early game, that's when they shine. The wombo combo, I mean, from the Seraphine, from the Sona, the Chin, the Chin CC. But right now, so far, I think the bottom lane, Team Mayhem is holding up pretty well. They're not getting outpoked, they're getting item just as equally. And as long as Kai'Sa kept on farming, they can even give a few dragon away. As long as you keep the Kai'Sa safe and keep the Kai'Sa steadily farming, I think it's going to be pretty okay for Mayhem going to the late game.
Right, and I think that's the important part, but let's also talk about Braum. Gonna be played. We're gonna see whether or not it is going to be Khan being able to use it effectively, to be able to get that ice barrier, that skill 3 that is able to block projectiles. Remember, both Crescendo, the ultimate coming in from the Sona, as well as Encore, the ultimate coming in from the Seraphine, are both projectile abilities. If the Braum is able to time it correctly, could block all of that wombo combo potential that we've been talking about. And if they're able to do that, I mean, that's the team fight. That's the team fight for Mayhem, because you lose the CC potential for Tribe. We're going to see if that is going to be the case, though, as we do get to see the Cloud Drake now alive. It looks like both starting, and Psy maybe looking to make a decision to go into the mid lane. No! Psy gonna go back up to the top lane, and this might actually be a forfeit of the Dragon. Tribe gonna be able to take this one for free. Psy not in a position to go back because the minions were pushed into his turret. They're going to be able to get this first dragon to go down, and a neutral objective taken by Tribe.
Yeah, but at the same time, on the other side, we talk about all that Mayhem need to do early game is just to make sure that they stay alive and farm. They do not die, do not give in those feed. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking the standing gold everywhere available. Sorrento top side, though, might be a little bit of trouble.
Oh, maybe not, though. They does have to flash away, and that's going to be the good play, though. Nicely done, getting a couple of extra hits onto that tower, which is almost down. That's going to be Kodo and Psy making the decision to be able to go for that top tier tower, and that's, I think, that's a problem. I think that was a huge play coming in from Tribe. Not only were they able to get the dragon, but then they denied Mayhem the tower. Had they gotten the tower, that dragon becomes obsolete. It becomes, you know, a trade in the top lane, being able to get that tier 1 tower down, that first gold, as we do potentially get to see a dive coming in bottom side. J4 with the Cataclysm, gonna be able to get the hit onto that one. The Encore is not going to land. We got Suki out there. Not gonna come in with the Braum is gonna be able to get the cannon first blood. Gonna be able to get the kill on the Sona as well, and it's a blue team double kill. Disaster for Tribe. Yes, they still have the gold lead, but they lose so much out of that. Starting and Max Green both go down. The Encore was not there by Old School, and now it's going to be Mayhem with the advantage in this game.
Whoo! That's exactly the type of stuff we're talking about. Oh, look at Wukon's able to get himself away to safe. Let's quickly take a look off that dive on the bottom side. A little bit too hasty. We mentioned that for entire Team Mayhem, they need to stay alive. That's all they need to do. And stay alive, they did. They were able to fight back and just continue kite on top, play on top of the slow terrain. Make sure this person stays alive and is paying much dividends right now. He's slowly getting farmed, and Cannon being able to get that 2 kills early game is definitely going to help. I was actually going to say that, you know, this is one of the first game when you have a cannon and you're not going to contest the first dragon, but it's definitely paying out for the entire team of Mayhem. Now, even though they're still even on the gold, but I think they're in the driver's seat when we take a look at the long game, the long term, the late game farming for, late game scaling for the Kai'Sa.
Maybe, as we do get to see the hook shot coming in from Psy, and to be able to get away from the potential fight or the potential gank from Tigers. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Dave. I don't know if Mayhem has this game or this momentum right now. Tribe, yes, they did lose that fight in the bottom lane, but at the end of the day, they were also able to get the Rift Herald. That's gonna be J4 with that big neutral objective again for the red team. Tribe still, I think, in the driver's seat. Yes, they did hit a speed bump. Now, if another fight happens and Mayhem is able to stay alive, yes, I think that Mayhem does have, will get into the driver's seat, will have control of the game. And so it's all going to boil down to how effective This Rift Herald is going to be for Tigers and the rest of Tribe. Are they going to be able to use it effectively to be able to get a tower or two to go down? Or do we see Suki and the rest of the blue team trying to get it starting? Going to be able to get that kill, but a huge encore is going to be able to get a lot of damage coming through. Wukong is there going to be able to get that
cannon
yet again. J4 is going to go down despite that cataclysm coming through. Hextech ultimatum is there. It's going to be Kaisa getting the kill onto the Garen. A big fight again, and I take everything back. The Rift Herald gets spawned. Tribe gets very little out of that, just a headbutt onto the mid-tier 1 tower. And now it's going to be Mayhem in a 4-kill lead. Maybe not though. No! Soju, the escape artist, able to get out of that one. Kodo survives as well. And Mayhem in prime position to potentially be able to get this tower and this dragon to go down. It's going to be Sai being able to get the tower in the top lane. What a team fight. No, it's not going to be Mayhem being able to get the dragon. Tribe going to be able to get this dragon taken care of. But at the end of the day, a huge fight for Mayhem. They are going to be in the controls gold-wise, but objective-wise, Tribe still very much in the lead.
Yep, Tribe did get a 2-kill, but look at that team fight once again. This is exactly what I'm talking about. If Tribe is not able to burst everyone down in one shot, because they only got one shot. There's 2 mages and 3 fighters. They dive in at the same time and fight at the same time, and they got a 1 round of skills to use. They gotta wait for many seconds before the next round of skills that comes up. So during that time, you're gonna have an ADC, you're gonna have a Kaisa additional damage over and over again. That's exactly what happened. Cannon is able to put everybody down with the Braum ult on top of it. So it's a counter reverse Wombo combo. In that sense, if you look at entire Mayhem's composition, it works super well because if Braum is able to knock everybody up with Cannon on top of it, Kaisa is able to do damage for free. And as you mentioned, if Consui on the Braum is able to land a beautiful shield, it can effectively stop all the chances you see coming from entire Tribe.
Yep, unbreakable. That skill 3 for the Braum is going to be coming in clutch potentially, as Baron is now available 10 minutes into the game, and it is going to be Mayhem in an advantage state. Starting is going to be there, but we are going to get a huge cataclysm going to come through. It's going to be Kaisa being able to use that killer instinct, as now we're going to run away, going to be able to get starting down. Encore will land, and so it will be a 1-for-1. But yet again, Mayhem going to be in the controls of this game. However, it was a shutdown, so at the end of the day, I think Tribe going to be able to take that kill and will like being able to go for that 1-for-1. Starting 1 and 3, you've got the Soju at 3 and 1 now, was 3 and 0. That's a good kill for Tribe to be able to move forward into the 11-minute mark of this game. Maybe not time to go for Baron, but at least being able to keep control of the Rift and not allow Mayhem to be able to press the advantage and get themselves into a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, still though, even with everything I said, I think Tribe, if you look at their key carries, old school, is seen at Ludens and Deathcap. Those 2 items alone, you do not want to get hit. You already saw, like, just from 2 little skills that old school plus an auto attack, how much damage that can do to Soldier Ray. And I think that can instantly eliminate or just delete this person from the map. So really, it's up to Soldier Rain just to stay away from those pokes. If they are able to land, I mean, if Soldier Rain is able to evade 1 run of damage from the entire Tribe, and at the same time, Mayhem is able to counter engage and re-engage back with the Cannon Soul, with Braum Soul. This is very much a game for them to win right here. You can see how much that Team Tribe is struggling, and the gold is still very much in Mayhem's favor. I mean, even though, and they do have the tower advantage on the map. They have 1 tower ahead. They just need to take the mid tower, and they're going to be completely in the control over the map, over the objective top side. Oh, Camille.
Little bit of damage trying to come through. Camille is going to see that there is no way that she's going to be able to keep that tower alive, and they will be able to get that tower down. And now, Tribe may be looking to go for the Baron. No, they are a 5-man death squad. We're going to see J4
Oh, here we go.
Damage, get the kill, wants it. They're going to try to go for it. They want a huge cataclysm. And they're going to get it. A huge cataclysm, but the encore does not land. The crescendo is going to be there. A little bit of damage going to come through, but not enough. J4 is going to go down. Cannon with the ultimate. A lot of damage, and it's not going to be enough for Tribe. They're going to end up going down 1 by 1. Camille is now here. Seraphine going to go down. Garen will go down. It's a blue team double kill for Soju. The only member of the red team alive is Max Green, and that is disastrous yet again for Tribe. We gotta point out these encores coming in from Old School have not been there. They haven't been able to get much of anything out of them, and that wombo combo potential not there, going to end up costing them yet again another team fight.
Woo! And also, I want to point out Braum, shield OP, right? Overpower at full force over there. Everybody block everything from Tribe, because everything they had, the damage-wise, is all linear, right? It's coming from Sona, it's coming from the Seraphine, everything is going through a linear line. And it's able to be blocked very, very easily with this Baron buff. Oh, looks like Tribe want to contest once again.
They want to try to go for it. They want to try to make it happen, but they do not have the ultimates ready for another couple of seconds. Looks like Old School just about to get that encore. Now about ready. Gonna be able to get the root on the Kai'Sa, but no follow-up there. As we get the engage, gonna come through. It's gonna be Dynamati just as ready. And there's the going to land onto the back line. Kai'Sa's gonna go down and the Cyclone coming through. Seraphine will die in another Cyclone. It's a blue team double kill coming in from Kodo. Great play coming in, but it is going to be starting trying to do what he can. Not enough. Everyone's so low by Mayhem, but starting is gonna have to try to run away. Kodo so close to death, fading out. Starting, it's an unstoppable monkey. Does not die. Mayhem with another huge team fight, and that might actually just be the game.
Wow. I mean, I'm not sure about being the game, to be exact, but at the same time, though, still a big win for Mayhem for that team fight over there. They had a Baron buff. I mean, Tribe right now at this point is a little bit desperate because they want to win those team fight. They are going to go for the wombo combos. At the same time, you see the potential. If they're able to eliminate the late game threat, the Soldier Rain on the ADC, they're able to win that. And sure enough, the Seraphine, Old School, the ultimate, able to go through on Soldier Rain. That one little ult changed the entire direction of that team fight. We saw a team fight where it can be a 5-0 trade in favor of Mayhem, but now it's actually a decently favorable trade. Not favorable trade, but at least it's a better trade for Tribe than the previous team fights. So again, they just have to find those key picks. They have to land the wombo combos on this Kai'Sa. If they cannot take this person down, it's GGWP.
Yes, but also pay attention. An amazing play. Kodo on that Wukong has been phenomenal so far. 5-0-8 or 5-0-6, 10,000 gold right now with the Gargoyle Stoneplate or alteration on the boots. Gonna also have the black or the Thornmail as well as that black cleaver. Gonna be dealing damage as he takes it, as well as being able to deny armor from the blue team. Engage gonna come through. So much damage coming in from the cannon. Crescendo not going to land, and they are gonna be able to disengage. Glacial Fissure gonna come in on the chuck, but it's not gonna be enough. It is gonna be dominating coming in on the starting.
J4.
Wukong and now J4. Tiger's trying to be able to stay alive with that Cataclysm, but the Hextech ultimatum. Huge coming in from the blue team. Gonna be able to get Seraphine down. Old School will die, but not before getting the kill on to Kodo. Looking to be able to get more. No, Camille will go down, and Suki and Khan, the only two members of the blue team alive. That looked like such a good engage for Mayhem. It looked like it was gonna go a little bit better for them, but no, a great fight coming in from Tribe. Gonna be able to get themselves the advantage in the kills in that fight, and now going to be potentially looking to get this game back on track.
Yep. This is exactly what we're talking about right here, right? They have to target the Kai'Sa, and target the Kai'Sa they did. Chuck's ultimate, able to eliminate Soldier Rain from the map, and that's going to be the game-changing team fight for them, the 2-2 trade. And Baron's on the play right now. It's a 2 versus 4 right here at the Baron. Let's take a look at what Suki's going to do. Teleport coming in.
We got teleport coming in from Soju as we get the engage coming in from Tiger's trying to be able to go for it. Starting very low, but Suki is going to go down. Teleport going to be coming in yet again. This light going to come through, but it's not going to be enough. Guys is going to go down along with the Braum. As we get the Wukong now coming through, the Cyclone is going to come in. Camille's going to go down along with the Seraphine on Tribe. The shutdown is there. It's a double kill for Kodo. Going to be able to deny the Baron, but will he survive? Kodo going to be able to get out of that one using that clone. Soju and Kodo going to still be alive, denying the Baron. But at the end of the day, that team fight 3 for 2 in favor of Tribe. Another advantageous play coming in for Tribe. No, they did not get the Baron, but yes, they were able to get more kills out of that one. And now they maybe even be looking for more. No, gonna disengage. But yet again, a lot of resources getting used by Mayhem, but still having an unsuccessful team fight.
I mean, this is really Tribe demonstrating why they're a top-tier team in North America, and they're probably one of the contestants that's going to be representing North America in Worlds. I mean, this is really very good synergy from Tribe right here. They have a composition, like I said, at this point. It's going to be scaling off, but Tribe is holding up. You know, Tribe is winning all the team fights like with good trades, but still, look at Kaisa's farm. He's getting close to fully build, fully decked out item stack. I mean, she has everything. She has a lot of magic resist on top of the damage she has. So, I mean, as long as she dodged the ultimate, as long as she dodged old school's poke, I will give the win. I will give the vote of confidence to Mayhem at this point of the game.
Yeah, but also keep in mind for Soju, he has that Hex Drinker coming in to be able to go for a little bit of magic resistance, as we do get the Ocean Elder Drake online. But she also has another playmaking ability with that QSS online for that boot alteration. Gonna mean that she's gonna be able to get out of that charm, gonna be able to get out of that stun potentially from the Seraphine Sona ultimates. Let's see if it's gonna be able to work out though. We do get a fight gonna come through from the Tribe against Mayhem here at this team fight. Huge fight gonna be coming all the way. It's gonna be a lot of damage though. The crescendo's gonna land on a cannon. Cannon's gonna go down. It's gonna be the Cyclone. What a Cyclone gonna come through, but it's gonna be too little, too late. Tribe again with another crucial team fight. Sugar's gonna be able to get a double kill on Dakota. Gonna go into a killing spree. It's gonna be starting getting a double kill onto the Camille as well. And now Soju gonna die. The team fight yet again gonna go in favor of Tribe, and this time it's not a 3-for-2. It's not a 4-for-3. It's a 5-for-0. And it's gonna be Tribe. Another heartbreaker. Mayhem gonna go down and will lose this game at the Ocean Elder Drake. Oh my goodness. Disastrous there for Mayhem.
Oh my god. Suki didn't even get the ultimate off. That is so sad. They were rushing it. They kind of made... If it was me, I would have gone in too if I was Suki, because entire Tribe was stacked together, but you had to respect how much quad control they have. They have Chin CC. You cannot just go in all like casual, like, you know, the team fight. If you analyze the team fight they won before, it was mainly Tribe trying to dive onto the entire team of Mayhem, and Mayhem was able to take advantage of that. But this time it was Mayhem trying to engage on them first and get quad control, get Chin CC by Tribe, by Sona's ultimate, by Seraphine's ultimate. I mean, Cannon dying without being able to use a single skill was just... Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say, but big congrats to Tribe for taking this win, putting themselves back in the game.
Yep, congratulations to Tribe. That's going to be a 2-0 victory there for the red team, for Tribe. Shout out to the amazing Cataclysm there in that last team fight coming in from Tigers. But we can't ignore how well Mayhem was able to play in that game. Suki, so much damage. Look at the damage that Suki had on that cannon. 33,000 damage dealt. 3,000 gold, the richest man on the Rift compared to that Seraphine. I mean, in that team fight, Cannon was the richest man on the Rift. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, Suki not going to be able to carry his team to victory. That big Tempest not going to be there for Mayhem in that last team fight. It didn't matter that Soju had that QSS. She was not prepared to go in for that final engagement. And as the game continued to progress, as the game moved forward, you know, Tribe, yes, they were losing a couple of advantages, a couple of fights in the mid game that allowed for Mayhem to get themselves into a decent position, but they didn't push the objectives. Yeah. Tribe was able to get themselves to very early dragons. They were able to get themselves a Rift Herald. Mayhem only being able to get one dragon out of that fight, not going to be that much neutral objective-wise. And at the end of the day, you know, Tribe just had control of the Rift at crucial moments. No, the Seraphine ultimates didn't land in the early game. No, the crescendos were not there. But at the end game, when it mattered the most, the encores landed. The damage was there because you had Seraphine with 3-4 items, Rabadon's Death Cap, Leandri's Anguish, so much damage that the blue team was unable to avoid. The Cataclysm keeping everyone where they were at. The Cyclones coming in from Wukong were nice, but at the end of the day, starting Chuck, they just had so much beefiness available to them that they weren't able to go down, and that's going to be Tribe getting themselves a big win here, a 2-0 victory against Mayhem. That, I think, does that put Tribe in the lead against Mayhem after that fight, after that game?
I mean, they're both 4 points. So they're both 4 points, and we still have like tomorrow to decide, right? Because again, that's why you have to have a fight for every single points in this tournament. It's so important to when you're behind for one game, you do not give up. You gotta keep on fighting because every game matters.
Oh, exactly. And pointing out with that again, you know, with Mayhem losing both of those games, crucial games that Mayhem just lost, Jan, who was in 3rd place with only 3 points, is now technically at this point in 1st with 5. That's huge. A big play and a big loss for Mayhem. I still think that they have a big chance to be able to get into the playoffs, but it's all going to boil down to how well they play in their games tomorrow. And with these losses, that's going to be huge potentially for Jan and for Tribe to potentially be able to get it. You know, with Tribe and Mayhem both tied, it's all going to boil down to how they're going to be able to perform in those last games for those 3 and 4 spots. J4F and Goons, I believe, are our next.
And in fact, J4, we just got news, J4F actually forfeited today's match due to lack of members, and Goon is able to get 2 free victories right here. So that's going to put them at 6 points right now. Goons really had a easier ride up to this point. They had a forfeited match for the first day of their tournaments, and they have another one today. So that's 4 free points. I think the only time that we saw them play was last week against Tribe, and they already won that match, which that's the reason why Tribe is only 4 points right now. So overall, really good performance from everybody, and we look forward to see more of Goon, I guess, in the playoff, and also tomorrow, because really we did not see much of Goon so far. But this is the current state.
And you know, Dave, that actually, you know, with Goons being able to get that confirmation with those wins, that actually, I think that knocks out K&D as well, because there's no way that K&D is going to be able to get to that 4th spot. And so now, with tomorrow's games potentially going to be played, it's all going to boil down to who's going to be in that spot 1, that spot 2, spot 3, and spot 4. With Tribe and Mayhem both tied at 4 points apiece, those fights tomorrow, that schedule tomorrow, is going to be very important, because you don't want to have to go up. I mean, everyone in that top 4 is extremely strong, but with the way that Tribe was able to play against Mayhem, I would not want to go up against Tribe again in round 1 of the playoffs.
Yep, and then again, tomorrow's gonna be a fun day, to be honest. At this point of the game, let's go back to the standing one more time, so you can see. I mean, just like Mr. Moose correctly pointed out, we already got the playoff contestants, right? At this point, even if K&D win 2 matches, I mean, it doesn't matter whoever wins, they're gonna be at 3 points max. Somebody at 3 points or 2 points match, they're not gonna go up any further. And it's gonna be a Tribe, Mayhem, y'all. And by the way, there was a little typo over there for our, unfortunately, for our standing over there, but it's gonna be Mayhem and Tribe even out at 3rd and 4th place. So tomorrow's all fun day, right? It's gonna be, people are going to pull a lot of kinky strategy, a lot of fun strategy. So tomorrow is really the games that you want to stay tuned for. So mark it on our calendar tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 7 p.m. either Eastern Standard Time, or 4 p.m. Western Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time, doesn't matter whichever one you want to call it. But mark it on your calendar. So tomorrow at this time, make sure to come to the stream on Trovo, on Twitch, on YouTube, and make sure to go ahead and follow Mr. Moose, follow Mobile Mayhem as well. Most importantly, join us on Trovo.live, because next week's grand final will be streamed exclusively on Trovo. With that, guys, I think that will be it for us tonight. Thank you for all of you coming to the stream today. Hope you guys enjoyed the tournament so far. Big shout out to Mr. Moose for the incredible cast, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye now.